I have Dead Cells on the Switch. I'm gonna stream a little bit of it, and then we'll do some WarioWare. It's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good night. I've been playing a lot of Dead Cells. And, we'll talk about the Switch version. We'll talk about the, differences that I've noticed, where it excels, where it doesn't excel, but, no Twitch integration. This version does not support it, so this is gonna be me just playing the game, having some fun. I loved this game all over again. Is this game worth the price tag, says someone in chat? Well, I'd say watch the stream, see what you think, but I'm biased, and I'm going to say, yep. I'm gonna quote Boba Fett. That's his name, Baba. Boba Fett, yep. Okay, so again, this is the Switch version, so my progress, obviously, is not here with me. I had to, like, kind of, you know, get all this stuff again. These are all my upgrades. Even on the PC version, though, I didn't have all the newer upgrades. I unlocked a bunch, but not all of them. So there's a lot of new stuff in this game, and it took me a while to get these upgrades. You'll notice I only have 2 heals this time around. You can see your progress here. So I'm still lacking a lot of things. I mean, you can see some of my stats here. And this is just the Switch version. I've been playing it, not like an ungodly amount, but a decent amount. And some of the new things that are in the game for the newer updates, the 1.0 update, or rather any update that I've missed, I think makes the game even better. I feel like the balancing of the earlier levels to the later levels is better. Once again, for anyone just joining, there is no Twitch integration on the Switch version. And that's okay, because the Twitch integration's fun, we'll do it again sometime, but I actually wanted to play the game and not have a chicken follow me around and have, like, crazy shit spawn and try to kill me. Now that I'm kind of getting back into the flow of the game, I wanted to do some legit runs and also show you the Switch version anyway. So you'll notice every now and then there's a slight stutter. It's like almost a teleport. I hate it, but it's really, really infrequent, and it's really minor. Like, it hasn't decreased from the enjoyment of the game. It hasn't gotten me killed. It hasn't gotten me, you know, I haven't taken damage because of it. But I haven't noticed any, like, frames slowing. Like, I haven't noticed any frame rate issues. But I did notice a slight stutter once in a blue moon. And that's the only issue I have with the Switch version so far. The stutter appears in the late levels, you'll see it. Okay. It doesn't break immersion? I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. See what happens. Take a look at the game and see if it breaks immersion for you. But for me, it hasn't ruined the experience. It's just something I noticed. So far, I'm gonna say this is a better port than Wizard of Legend was. Because Wizard of Legend would not stop stuttering, and it had slowdown all over the place. This version of Dead Cells is actually really stable, as far as I've been able to tell. And it plays well on the Joy-Cons and everything. I'm using the Pro Controller at the moment. I'm using tilt controls. And, I use the, I don't use the D-pad, I use the analog stick, and it works well. And yes, I remembered how to play the game again, kind of. I made it to the Clock Tower boss, and that was as far as I've been so far. But I'm still kind of improving. We got a better one over here. Let's see. It's slightly better. May as well. This game is really nice looking, says a member of Chat Yacht, and yeah, it looks great. This is a game I don't mind playing it over and over again because it does look good, it sounds good, and most of all, it plays great. Some of the previous versions of Dead Cells the ones that I played the most, like the beta, that was the stuff that I got used to, and it wasn't really, it felt like you had a couple viable things and then just spam grenades, spam grenades, spam grenades. Now, everything is a lot more balanced. The variety of weapons, everything feels good. All the weapons feel viable. There's a lot of good synergies. There's rare weapons that you can find. The way the leveling system works, I like better now. So, this is an example of a game that has improved very drastically for the better in the past year. And I have fallen in love with it all over again. And the fact that I was outside earlier today in really nice weather, playing the game on my Switch, Reggie would be proud. Alright, I have to go play Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS game console system. You begin to feel the pull of the hallucination. But no, it really makes for a good portable game. You know, Switch or otherwise, even if this was just on, like, you know, something like the bitch, the Nintendo bitch, or the Sony bitch, or the Xbox bitch, and not the Switch. It would be a great portable game. But, with the Switch, it's cool because you can, like, you know, send it into sleep mode, and then just resume wherever you left off. It's pretty good. Let's see what happens with the shield. So this shield is the greed shield. It works a little different now. When you parry, enemies' teeth fall out, and you can collect them and then sell them. Well, not sell them, but they're worth gold. Them teeth. I call them Tiefus, which is a character from Final Fantasy VII. Are shields worth having? Yes. Shields are, I think, really good. They've improved them. Speaking of William Shatner, you guys should listen to this. This is a real thing of Shatner in his doing voiceover for something, and then the director making him very angry.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay?
Can there be a little more excitement in the beginning?
I love it. Okay. All right.
It sounded like really laid, you know, really super laid back.
Well, I'm saying, okay, I'll try and do that. Let's take two.
Slap.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. Speak up. And maybe you better do it the way you hear it. Do it for me. No, I mean, just go ahead.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear.
Is that the way you'd like me to do it? Okay, I'll do it that way. Okay, ready. This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay, so I think that came pretty close.
I'm sorry, are you making fun?
No, I believe that you asked that was about the way you did it. I wasn't jesting.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, I insist. Now, what I want you to do is is that satisfactory to you?
No, maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut.
No, because if your mouth were open, you'd have popped some pills in them.
What does that mean? chat?
Do the next paragraph for me so I can get an idea of how you want it. This is page 2.
Well,
What does that even mean?
I really don't want to, because I think you actually have a much better feel.
No, I don't think I do. I would like to hear you read the second paragraph so I can do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was on the Stern show. That was Robin in the background. Yeah, that's the only video of it I could find. That's Robin. I met Robin by accident one time. Yeah, so everyone in that room is a dick. Everyone in that room is a complete asshole. From the director who's like, hey, could you do it a little better? To Shatner being like, no. And then there's like another minute of that where he just keeps going and keeps trying to like insist that the dude read it his way so he could be all like monotone. Oh god, and he did it great the first time. I don't get why that had to be done like that again. But oh cool. Found a blueprint. I guess when you're like you know, when you're in your 70s and you've been doing voiceover your entire life and then some like rando director who has 0 credits to their name tries to tell you how to do your job. Not once, but twice. I can understand why he would be a dick, but eventually he just kind of, like after another minute of that, he's like, alright, just let me do it my way. And the dude's like, okay, sorry. Something tells me working with Shatner would be a little difficult. What do you guys think? A little difficult? But he's fucking... I can't fault the guy in some ways, though, because I understand where it's coming from. It's just he carried on a little bit too long. I would have just made the joke and then moved on, but... Oh, there it is. Did you see it? That is what I was talking about. That stutter right there. I've not noticed it often, but it happens every now and then, and it's like, wait a minute, why is that happening? Again, it hasn't gotten me killed. It hasn't taken me out of the game. But it needs to be fixed. It very, very clearly needs to be fixed. Also, the Shat, I think has another book coming out, or he just came out with a book. This dude does not rest for a minute. Country album, documentaries, books, voiceover. I should point out that this is not a combination of weapons I really particularly like or want at the moment. But here we are. He came out with a book. I think he has several books. He does everything. Oh yeah, so I've been noticing more of these little story elements, and it helps flesh out the world a little bit. The story doesn't take itself too seriously. At one point, your Dead Cell dude gives someone the finger. So, even though there's lore, and I think it's pretty interesting, mostly, it's still kind of a wink. It doesn't really take itself, like, super serious. But yeah, no, it's still... It's still great, but I think it's even better than it ever was. And like I said, the Switch version has that stuttering issue that you saw. That was the most intense one I've ever seen. The one that I just saw on stream with you guys. That's the one that that's the one where I was like, wait a minute. I saw something almost as bad as that, but that one is probably the worst. See, there was another one in there. It was like a micro stutter. Still really fucking annoying, though. Nutcracker, lightning bolts. Let's do the assassin's dagger. I'm a little bit better with this weapon. So there's wall cake. Oh, in the options, you can... I don't know if anyone hasn't seen this, but you can change the appearance of the food. Carnivore, Castlevania-esque, vegetarian, fruitarian, monster, and just, for some reason, baguette. Hon hon. Oh, cool. What do we want here? Sorry, I'm not gelling with that shield right now. Most of my time playing this game involves one melee, one ranged. Though I did manage to defeat the mid-boss with the shield relatively easily. That was like a good accomplishment. The parrying has been improved from last I played it. Nice crack. What, you saw a butt? Is there drugs on the screen? Voice crack, what's that? Me? No. Never. I had, something today for dinner called burnt butts. And like, you know, the child that I am, I was like, butts. It's like a pork thing. Yeah. Are these stages randomized? They are, yeah. Procedurally generated. Though you kind of have a general idea of what to expect. The layout is different every time. I guess I can explain the concept for anyone who's new to this game. In general, it's kind of Isaac-esque. You don't know which weapons and items you're gonna get, so it's a roguelite. And your primary arsenal consists of, you know, you have melee, range, shields, right, but the cool thing is you also get, like, sub-weapons. So I have this wolf trap here, and I have an infantry grenade, and if you read, the status effects, weapons do a lot of different things. So you might find a weapon that does poison damage, and you might want that because you have another item that does more damage to poisoned enemies. So there's a lot of really good synergies, and there's a lot of good effects that you can combine to find a really interesting playstyle. Which again, I think that's another thing I like over the beta version, which is... the beta version had you spending cells to upgrade the weapons themselves and make them more powerful, but this one just kind of gets you different upgrades, and most of the runs are different. It's not the same synergies every time. You can really get some unique ones, and like I said earlier, every weapon feels viable now, whereas I just skipped most of them, or a lot of them, to accommodate my playstyle previously. So I'm gonna buy that. So let's see, this emits a toxic cloud, and my assassin's dagger does 50% damage to a poison target. So that's a pretty good synergy. Can't believe Vinny likes the finished game better than the unfinished game. Well, you know, I can't believe I have to say this, but look at the culling. Do you remember when they worked on the culling more? Do you remember how that turned out? mean, ideally you want the finished product to be better than the shitty beta product, right? But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes developers overcorrect and jam too many ideas into one game and it just falls apart. Nope, nothing here. Is the culling good? Well, when it first came out, I thought it was pretty fun. It was also before the influx of every game has to have a Battle Royale mode. Then they just fucked it up with updates that made the game less fun. And now, the culling team, after the, massive... No. The incredible... No. The gigantic... No. The astronomically catastrophic failure of the Culling 2 decided to go back to what they called the Culling Day 1, and now I think it's called Culling Origins, and they're working on the game from the beginning, as if they never developed further. No. No, it was a smart move. I think they really did something right. They issued a good apology for, you know, making the game bad. They admitted that they fucked up the Culling 2 really bad. And they just destroyed it. You know, you can't even play the Culling 2 anymore. That shit's gone. And they just took what made the first game decent. I haven't played it, but I have fond memories of playing the Culling and streaming it. So they took that, and they said, you know what, we're gonna make this again. So they're probably making, like, no money right now, and they're probably, you know, after the resources they put in the Culling 2, and then it failed. I wouldn't be surprised if they're running on empty. Food review. But at least it's something. Again, it's not just, I'm going to take the money and run. That's why when the No Man's Sky thing, when it got good, when it got decent at least, I'm like, well, what would you prefer? They work on the game, or they just, like, pocket the cash? You know, everyone got a refund that got the Culling 2. So that's good. And then they're like, you know what? We're gonna do something that maybe our fans want. So that's good too. They might go bankrupt. They might never recapture that feeling in an oversaturated market. But I at least applaud them for trying. Can you guys name some examples of Kickstarters or companies that just took the money and ran? Give me some examples. DayZ. Cube World, that's usually my go-to. Mighty Number 9, well... How do you polish a turd? Star Citizen? Yeah, I've heard... So far, Star Citizen, I've heard about that. There's a number of games. The Yogcast game? I don't know what that is. That's a shame. Well, you can polish a turd, actually. If No Man's Sky is any proof, you can polish it a little bit. I think it still needs another year of development, but it's... Oh, that was a bad stutter. But I think, it's pretty fucking remarkable how playable the game is now. But, yeah, some companies really just... I don't know. I talk about Cube World a lot lately, and it's just a shame. I really wanted that game to be good. And I remember, like, I stopped playing it because I said to myself, at some point this game is going to be good. And I don't want to ruin my opinion of it now, when later on, it's going to be awesome. And I just stopped playing it. Feels bad, man. Capcom polished Mighty Number 9 and turned it into Mega Man 11. I'm gonna stream Mega Man 11 when that comes out. I'm actually kind of secretly a little hyped for it. I am very optimistic, but cautiously so. I think there's every opportunity for Capcom to fuck that up. But seeing the gameplay videos, despite having some issues with it, I'm happy it's not just another 8-bit, you know, look everybody, it's nostalgia. Like, Mega Man 9 and 10 were good, but I'm happy we're actually continuing the series forward a bit and trying something different and not just going pixels. And don't get me wrong, fucking, what's the name of the company that did Mighty Number 9? Not Mighty Number 9, Mega Man 9 and 10. Inti. Inti Creates, they did a great job. Also made Galgun 2. They did a really great job with it, and I was very happy with my purchase of Mega Man 9 and 10. But 11, you got some new mechanics, you have a new visual style, which is, you know, it's better than Mighty Number 9 at least. It's decent. And you have still a classic feel. Like praying it's good. You know, and then Bloodstained is clearly, you know, the Castlevania game that we're not getting. And I have similar issues with Bloodstained. While I think it looks good and plays really well, whoa, playing that demo, I was really happy with it. And I think it has some really ugly areas, though. I have faith that Iga's gonna pull through. But, again, same kind of issues I have with Mega Man 11. It feels like it's almost there. Isn't it amazing how also Nintendo got Simon Belmont and Castlevania right? Just by throwing him in Smash. Like, I want to see another Castlevania game where Simon looks like that. That would be cool. He did Ryu wrong? Really? Does anyone else feel that way? I mean, like, I don't know how Simon plays. I mean, he just looks good. He plays well, too. I mean, he's got some combos. There's only so much you can do in Smash Brothers to make it more like Street Fighter. And I feel like Sakurai did a pretty good job at that. But I like the way Mega Man looked. Up until Mega Man 11, I think that was the best 3D representation of Mega Man we had seen up until that point. I'm getting some really good upgrades. Physics of these weapons are so satisfying. So this dagger I have does backstab damage. So you'll see. If I hit him in the back, you hear like a little noise. That's a critical hit. The meat explosions of the enemies. Also really satisfying. Yeah, so I like what they did with Richter and Simon, and K. Rool looks awesome too. the animations also are what sell these characters. Like, K. Rool has the perfect look for this game. Like, just the like, jerky animations and, like, the bug eye. The fucking... the taunt. It was perfect. I don't know, man. I feel like that's more than you think it is. Like, the animation aspects of these characters go so far to sell them properly in this world. And Mega Man was the same thing. Mega Man, when Mega Man came to Smash, being a little stiff and jerky, kind of like the, NES ones, made it more, I don't know, made it more fun. It made it feel better. More classic. It's the second time I said the word jerky. Also, my conversation topics are all over the place tonight. Just think if you went back in time and told yourself that Sonic, Mega Man, Solid Snake, Pac-Man, Ryu, Cloud, Strife, and Simon Belmont were all going to be in Smash. That was like the April Fool's joke of, like, unlocking Sonic. You know, when the magazine was at EGM, they had the April Fool's joke. I mean, you would have said that in school, and you would have been laughed at. Shots explode into a toxic cloud. That's gonna be good for this one. That's a good synergy.
Let me hear.
You know, I really, now that I've looked at the different things you did, I really like the first one, but...
No, I like it better the way you did it.
Oh, what an asshole. I aspire to be that big of an asshole one day. But Vinny, you already are. No, I really don't want to be like that at all. But I can't help but admire the sass. But I mean, this is a dude who probably gets interrupted like 5 times a week while trying to eat dinner at a restaurant with his family. This is a dude who probably goes, "Oh, Mr. Spock is better, Captain Kirk." This is a dude where he's like at a Star Trek convention and people are like, "It's hit the fuck bees!" Gotta play like a really tight, close quarter game with this dude. Until you can't play close quarters because he fucking jumps at you and does the fire thing. I'll just play it safe. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, I got a blueprint for Tranquility. I got a balanced blade. This is a gold one, which means it's colorless. The highest level applies. 1% of HP recovered, but 100% damage taken. 30% damage to a bleeding target. The victim's remains explode. 100% damage taken sucks. So I can re-roll these perks, though. Vinny, do you think there will be a subspace emissary type mode in the new Smash? I don't think they're going to go through that much trouble, but that secret mode that they were teasing, I think could be a boss mode or an adventure mode of some kind. Maybe nothing substantial, you know, I just don't... I don't see Subspace coming back, but I could see it being a little version of it. Kind of like what Melee had. I hope. A small boss mode with minor cutscenes. Maybe like really tiny bosses, you know, the size of like a taco. Wait, where's the dude? I need the dude who can forge. You're that dude. Okay, so let's reforge this. We get still 100% damage taken. There we go. 50% damage when you are at max HP. Shoots an arrow in front of you. Victims emit toxic cloud. Launches a grenade. Poisons the enemy. Plus 100% damage to a burning target, plus victims burn. So this burns the victims and then does an extra 100% damage to them. That's the one, my friends. That seems a little bit broken. And you get more poison, which is always nice. It burns when you kill them, not when you come into contact with them. Oh, shit. Well, that could still hurt enemies nearby, right? Oh, these guys suck. I hate these fuckers. Okay, so it's not as broken as I thought, but it's still really good. Also, the rebalance of the enemies in this region was extremely helpful. I felt like this area was always way too hard. Let's see if bad smell air can... Yep, that's good enough. For any Expanse fans, there's a good hour-long video on YouTube about the making of Season 3 and how they film, like, zero-G, the models, the miniatures, the CG, the costumes. It's really good. And no, I don't know how to find it, but... You probably just type making of. Okay, so now we have something that makes fire. That's exactly what I needed. Yep, this is a pretty fucking amazing combination. Throw fire, attack. Do fuckloads of damage. Repeat. Anyway, let's get some Polish water ice. It's the best on the boardwalk. Oh wow, I have full health. I don't need any of that stuff. I like being near beaches. This is related to vacation discussion. And Polish water ice, best on the boardwalk. I don't actually like to be on the beach necessarily, but I like to be near them, whether it be a concrete path or a wooden plank path, or perhaps just a chair. You know what it is? I just don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough. It gets everywhere. Just making sure you weren't asleep. That's a good tactic. Anyone that was tabbed out, they're tabbed back in because they're annoyed. That's how you get them. That's how you get them back. What are yellow weapons? They're colorless, so they take the... They're like rare, but they take the attributes... The attributes... See, you gotta say it different. Of the most powerful stat you have. And they usually have better statistics, like they have a lot of modifiers. There's another key. I just can't believe how I'm slicing through these dudes like a hot knife through ass. Oh, James Rolfe. Speaking of ass! James Rolfe uploaded a video of him browsing Netflix. I don't want to spoil it. Well, I mean, how do you spoil... Well, okay, I'll just say this. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. Just shitty B-movies and things that he doesn't want to watch. I'm like, yeah. And then I just end up watching Star Trek again. But, you know, I usually end up with some, like... documentary about like paranormal shit and then fall asleep like he does. It's the same thing. If I need something that I'm just gonna like have in the background, it's usually shitty paranormal TV. This is kind of cool. But not really. Or like another documentary about World War II. You know, those are in abundance. What's that? The movie you want isn't on Netflix, but Here's 40,000 World War II documentaries. 17 different paranormal ghost investigation shows. With each one having a more obnoxious host than the previous. Should I do this? The sepulcher? Or should I go for the clock tower? The sepulcher's tough, right? Now you're stuck on it? Can't go to the clock. Oh, because I used the key? Fuck. Okay, we got a poison target thing. Launches a grenade. Damage to burning target. Yes, very good. And toxic cloud. Let's see if we can get frozen target victims remains explode. Oh, I was so hoping I had 5643 gold. I got 5463. Yeah, right. This does now more damage to burning targets, so I have a build where everything does damage to burning targets. Wait, did you make that video? No. That was stupid. Well, lighthouses? If you don't like a lighthouse, you suck. I didn't make that video. Dan Deacon made that video. I did a version of that video. Should I... do I need that thing? The light thing? No, right? I can't even get it anyway. Small ninjas. Oh, nice. Loop. Bloop acquired. Let them burn and die. Just burn and die. Is this like Metroid Prime 2? Yes, it is. I've never completed this area, so I'm kind of shitting my pants a little bit. Fire grenade seems alright. It's got worms. Minus 10% damage received. It's probably gonna come in handy for this area. Swarm is good. Extra worm, always good. Message left in the storeroom. Soldiers leaving little notes for each other. The bodies are piling up endlessly. Burning them is no longer good enough. Some get back up. Others even manage to get their hands on weapons. We have to leave this island while we still can. Little star on your map is an enemy. With power-up scroll? Which star? Where do you see that? That one? Right in the middle there? I did not know that. I did not know that. That was a really helpful piece of advice. Clean out most of this area. Oh, these fuckers. These are the ones I hated that were in the previous level. That are no longer in the previous level. They're supremely annoying and do a lot of damage. Music is almost the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. Or like the, you know, epic action movie song that every fucking trailer has. Ugh. What'd I pick up? $777. I picked up a scroll? Vinny, did you watch the last Pirates of the Caribbean? No. I've only seen most of the first one. I don't know why, I just never watched the series, I never got into it. And now, Johnny Depp can actually play a skull in the next Pirates movie. Come on, as far as insults go, that was pretty tame. So, what is this area? Need light. There we go. Yes, there we go. Oh, at the moment, I'm not taking any shits. Only give shits. I can see futures and balls. Easiest elite ever. Oh my god, look at these yellow firebrands. So it's got extra damage. Victims freeze other enemies, shoots an arrow. It does more damage for everything. This is a Greed Shield 7. Which, you know, looks cool. I don't need it, because I have now an amazing setup. Go. Here we go. Go. When does this level end? Another key. That was a nice stutter. I really hope they're working on a fix for that. Has anyone else had that issue with this game? Or is my Switch, like, eating itself? People are saying, yes! Okay, good. Yeah, there's a secret here that I don't know how to access. Need the fucking potion now. Can't get up there. $8,500 for a bunch of cells? Yeah. Later. Smell you later. Hayabusa boots. It's like the Spartan sandal. How slick is this game? Oh, this game is neat. It's slick. It's raw. I see the area that I have to go to, and I'm gonna go there in just a second. Let me just make sure I have... Make sure I got everything. Yeah, I don't have the thing I need for those yet. Okay, yeah, it's time to get out of here. This was very good, and I got a cool upgrade that I didn't ever see before. Slink. Black Dan. Okay, just a moment, please. I'll be right with you. No, I didn't have to take a piss. Oh, there's the thing I unlocked, Dr. Crusher. Violently crushes any enemies caught in its area of effect. Alright, let's get this hunter grenade finally. And, Phaser. I haven't seen a lot of this stuff. I like the sound of this crossbow. The machine gun of crossbows, that sounds kinda cool. But Crusher is within sight. Okay. I still have the worms. Phaser is good? Okay. Well, okay, now this is the clock room. I have never completed this. I've been here once or twice before, but yeah, this dude's hard. Okay, let's finish this. Oh my god. Oh my god! Am I that broken currently? Look at this one. I think I need this, but I have to excuse me, I have to re-roll it. 300% damage inflicted, but 300% damage taken. A sharp. Oh boy, just don't get hit. No, that boss is not usually that easy, seemingly. That boss is a motherfucker. I had so many problems with that one. I just have a really broken setup currently. Crusher. Okay, where do I want the crusher? Yes, let's throw it in there. And it does damage against enemies who are burning. Reforge. Increases movement speed for 5 seconds after killing an enemy. I want the one that does damage to burning enemies still. This does plus 100% damage taken, but I recover HP per attack. And it does the damage to burning targets. I don't know if I want that extra damage taken. This victim's burn poisons the enemy and does 100% damage to burning targets. We good. What should I do with this stuff? You can break open the door. Okay. High Peak Castle. I've never been here at all. Ever. In the beta or otherwise. Oh, I really don't like that. Holy shit. Oh, yep. Oh, some nice teleportation. Cool spikes. Can't afford any of this. Okay, I'm still doing incredible amounts of damage, but... you know... I just don't know these enemies. Some of them. Like that dude. Oh my god! Where did you learn to fly? Good. Oh. Crusher is pretty cool. Oh! Saved by the Crusher. Dr. Crusher did not have a lot of good episodes. Just had a couple. Remember Me was good. But the one with the Scottish space ghosts? No, no thank you. Shut up, Wesley. She's a good actress, too, Gates McFadden. She's good. She just didn't get a lot to work with. I mean, occasionally, sure. I feel like I'm playing fucking Hollow Knight! Malaise infection level? Malaise.
Yeah, we'll see it coming. Let it hit you anyway.
fuck. The desk was ransacked. Why do you continue your experiments, you poor fool? We have to stand together in face of adversity. We have to isolate healthy people from those affected by the malaise. Long live the king. Hollow Knight. Could just be a little cheap. Even cheaper than usual. God. I need HP. Yeah. Okay, still hanging in there. Or as Elton John would say, I'm still standing. Okay. Whoa! I don't think I'm going to survive this. To use pro strats here. And even so. I need wall meat or I need the end of the level. Oh, really? Really? The whole fucking party is here now? Friends! Romans! Countrymen! That was the best run I've ever had in this game. So, I mean, you know, there's that. Still fucking died, though. God damn it. I need to start, pumping some cells. I need to start pumping some cells into healing. I'm not gonna do a full run, because we're gonna play some WarioWare in a second, but I want to see what's going on over here. What is this door again? This is a challenge. Only the best of the best, the creme de la creme, elite of the elite. Yeah, I guess so. So this is a daily run. Is it just this one area? Okay. Well, this will make for, I think, a good addendum. I'm almost dead already. Oh, I'm also timed, yeah. Shit's hard, yo.
Yeah, parry too early.
This is fucked. This run is fucked. All three has... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've never done this kind of thing before. I like it. It's just a couple minutes worth of action. I don't know. I feel like maybe it wasn't a good idea to take on an elite just yet. Probably not my finest idea, I don't know. Desecrated. Can you only do the daily challenge one time? Yes, you can. Only one. Oh, no, no, you can go again. Endless times. Okay, so I'll do one more try and then Mario time. Oiled sword. You know, some oil. How consistent? Okay, this is all consistent. Alright. So yeah, just one last time. Man, this oiled sword is actually better than the other one. Inflicts a critical hit if an arrow is fired at the right moment. Don't quite know what that means. Hold shoot longer? Oh. Should probably find out what that does. That repels all nearby enemies. If it hits a wall, they take damage. That's a lot of damage! It's pretty cool. It worked. Repel worked really fucking well. Spiked boots. This is ridiculous. Bonus points. Okay. It's really, really good, but it's just so weird seeing the kick go. Minus 10%. Oh, I burn the ground now. And I take less damage, too. Damage and Jalad and Tanagra. Impaler. I don't want any of this. 2 minutes left. Do some analysis here. I should head straight to the boss now, I think. I like how drastically different this mode is to the single player. I thought it was just gonna be like, you know, here's a set of items, go for it, champ. You know, it's like a normal run, but you have a very specific set of equipment we want you to use. This is even better. Points on the way, and yeah, I have a minute to defeat the boss, and I have a little bit of potion left too. What's this fucker? Still standing better than I ever did. Swift sword. Next reward in 4 daily victories. Man, I should do more dailies then. Taller than I ever did. Fuck. Thought it was better than I ever did. God damn it. Cool. That was actually really fun. Quick 5-minute run. Unlock a shitty blueprint. How do you stand better? Like your posture could be better? I don't know, man. It's music. Ringo said that they lived in a yellow submarine, did they?
I insist that you show me how to do page 2.
Okay, this is a little bit of Dead Cells tonight, not too much. I'm gonna do some WarioWare, so stick around. Dead Cells is great. I'm gonna come back to this on stream. And we'll do more at some point. And I might actually go back to the PC version for more Twitch integration, but for now, I'm gonna stick with the Switch version. So yeah, it's just a quick one. There's gonna be some Wario, so please be patient and I'll be back very shortly.